Alright guys, we are back again with a new video with the title Trump brain suddenly stopped functioning live on the stage. So I'm interested in US politics. I do reactions on political videos of US. If you are interested in my channel, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Without wasting any time, let's move to the video. The original video is by Luke Beasley. Please make sure to check the original video link given in the description as well. And please excuse my accent, I'm not a native speaker. So let's start the video. Let's see what is interesting about Trump. Do you like Trump? Do you hate Trump? You can tell me about your opinion in the comment section. And I'm waiting for US elections November 2024. Let's start the video. Here we go.
Well, this is pretty dang wild. I had to jump on and react to these clips for you all because, my goodness, Trump is not okay. He spoke in Concord, New Hampshire, and blamed Nikki Haley for January 6th. Huh?
Oh.
And said that he offered her 10,000 National Guard troops and she was in charge of security. Multiple times saying Nikki Haley. Now, the assumption is this was a brain malfunction and he was trying to say Nancy Pelosi, which is the lie that he tells, that she's to blame for January 6th or something. But instead he says Nikki Haley. I'll play that moment, then we'll look at some other crazy moments from this speech. First, here's Midas Touch reporting on it. Confused Trump blames Nikki Haley, it's just crazy, for January 6th in frightening show of cognitive decline. In another show of cognitive decline, Donald Trump blamed Nikki Haley for the January 6th, 2021 insurrection during a rally in Concord, New Hampshire on Friday night. A sweaty Trump complained that they never report the crowd on January 6th. Yeah, because that's the notable part about that day. There were so many people at his speech. Lied that January 6th Select Committee destroyed their evidence. The materials remain publicly available.
What do you think? Who is responsible
and then
for
falsely
January
claimed that
6th?
Nikki Haley is in charge of security at the United States Capitol. Trump flustered said Nikki Haley's name more than 3 times during his rant. And the crazy thing about this is it about embodies Donald Trump. He's confused and so deranged. So he's confused and he's saying the wrong name, but also he's trying to blame Nancy Pelosi. So even if he got it correct, what he was trying to say, that's also insane. Take a look.
Never reports the crowds, you know. By the way, they never report the crowd on January 6th. You know, Nikki Haley, you know, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything? Deleted and destroyed all of it, because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people.
And the crowd just goes silent. They're kind of vibing with what he's saying. And then, wait, you offered 10,000 people to Nikki Haley? And he says it so many times. Nikki Haley.
Yes.
So many opportunities to realize that he was saying the wrong name. Now, again, this about sums up Trump. He can't say what he's trying to say effectively. And what he's trying to say is absolutely outrageous and ridiculous and detached from reality and dangerous. So he's trying to blame Nancy Pelosi for January 6th, using just a bunch of lies to do so, because he acknowledges in his own head how bad that day is and how it reflects on him. And he knows that he's to blame for what took place. Obviously, he told the lie that got all the people to do the things they did. They were there, and they said they were there, many of them in court, because of the big lie, because they believed the election was being stolen from Trump, and they had to prevent the certification of the election. Now, before I play some other clips, and it continues to be wild, I do want to remind you, these lies, they trickle down and then instill themselves into the brains of Trump's followers, like these 2 individuals I talked to at a rally.
They had brought it up, and Pence had a chance to...
On January 6th?
Yeah. He had his chance to say what he needed to say, and then all of a sudden, the riot happened. And they...
Oh, I see where we're going.
Yeah, the riot happened, and everybody had to flee.
And then by the time they come back in there, then they couldn't do it.
Okay. So, we got to break this all down. It's okay. So first we got to start with, what do you think actually happened on January 6th? Who actually initiated it?
I think it was infiltrated by the FBI and people in Black Lives.
Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
Now, you know that was all a ploy.
What do you think? Who initiated January 6th?
Why would the MAGA supporters all of a sudden start creating havoc when they haven't done it before? Why would they do that?
Right-wing extremism is actually far more common than left-wing extremism.
Yeah, but they
Right,
did.
but I gotta go back to it though. The certification was going to certify Biden's win. The votes were there.
It was.
And Pence was going to do it. He was on board with certifying Biden win
Well, they had the
before
vote-
January
they had
6th.
the
So why would they
votes
want a riot that would prevent them from certifying it for the night?
Okay, but let's think about it though.
You have to
Pence
understand-
was not on board. It's just when the person said, Pence said, "Do you have the names?" They said we have the name. Has it been approved by the Senate
Yep.
or the and
You got
and,
somebody
and
that's second
just
and
as he asked them that, bam,
That's when
the riot
everybody
took
rushed
off and
out.
everybody had to
So
rush out.
after they got
But then
through,
they came back and did what they were going to do anyways.
yeah, but they couldn't do it after they come back.
able to allow the media in this area.
I've shown that clip now so many dang times, and it just never
It was
makes
an
any more
interesting
sense.
clip, by the way.
Then moving on, Trump calls Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un very fine people.
Was doing. And now he's backing a woman that I know very well, a woman that is not capable of doing this job. I know her very well. She's not tough enough, she's not smart enough, and she wasn't respected enough. She cannot do this job. She's not going to be able to deal with President Xi. She's not going to be able to deal with Putin and Kim Jong-un and all of the people they're very fine people you have to deal with.
So I'm no fan of Nikki Haley, but it's an interesting area to criticize her on from Trump's perspective, because he's saying that she can't deal with foreign leaders and foreign countries whenever he was the guy, he was the president who appointed her to be the UN ambassador. So he's saying she can't deal with these foreign countries and foreign leaders, but I put her in the position where she would absolutely have to do that on a daily basis. What does that say about Donald Trump's judgment? If he's saying she's bad at doing that and can't do it, and then gave her the job where she'd have to do that every single day. Then, and this one is just a little bit strange, he is talking about China and Russia, and his voice sounds like it goes from normal to on helium.
Russia or China. And she was sitting
Is this
there like,
voice for real?
what the hell? She didn't.
She didn't.
I put her in the room, you know. Look, one of the reasons I did, because I happen to love the Lieutenant Governor, Henry McMaster.
One of the reasons I did. Interesting. Okay, then Tim Scott comes on stage. He ran for president, and he is a senator from South Carolina. And he says something that is rather ironic given who Donald Trump is.
We need a president who will restore law and order. We need Donald Trump. Oh, we need a president who will lower our taxes and not
Do you
raise
need
our
Donald
taxes. We need a president like Donald Trump.
So rather cringy, but he says, we need a president that will restore law and order. So let's pick the guy who's been indicted 4 times and is undermining our system of justice, saying that because he's being held accountable under it, it's all rigged against him. You shouldn't believe that it's legitimate, and he doesn't believe the process is acceptable. That's the guy, 91 felony counts, who's going to restore law and order. Very strange. Then we get to an interview that was done with Elise Stefanik at this event. She's speculated to be one of the people on Trump's vice presidential running mate shortlist, and she's a Republican congresswoman, and she gets asked about the E. Jean Carroll case, and take a look at her response.
Leadership, which is President Trump at the top of the
How
ticket.
do you grapple with standing by his side while the jury is debating how much to award E. Jean Carroll for being sexually abused by Donald
These
Trump?
are witch hunts against President Trump, whether it's the
You don't believe
bogus,
E. Jean Carroll?
whether it's the bogus case from Tish James, who
you
is a
believe E. Jean
radical,
Carroll?
who is a radical prosecutor. They are all witch hunts against President Trump. No, of
Jury
course
found
not.
that-
They're all
jury
witch
found
hunts.
that Donald Trump
They
sexually
are
abused
all
her.
witch hunts against President Trump, and the reason why is because he is pulling ahead of Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is the weakest candidate we've ever seen. No, I disagree. No, I don't believe that, and I support President Trump. And you know what? The media is so biased. This is just another example of the media being
Why
out
not
of touch.
believe E. Jean Carroll? It's not me.
This is
It's not the
another
media.
example.
It's a jury that found
next question.
that he
It's
sexually
media.
abused E. Jean Carroll.
So she just can't contend with the question. She can't address the subject, and starts talking about how the media is so biased. This has nothing to do with the media. A jury of Trump's peers found him liable for sexual abuse. He's a civilly liable rapist. And because Elise Stefanik prioritizes her political advantage and her political aspirations wanting to be Trump's vice president, she's choosing to throw her integrity in the garbage. And that's why she couldn't address the question head on, because she knows that she's violating all the principles she spent years purporting to have. Oh, party of family values, but let's pick the civilly liable rapist. She knows that's absolutely ridiculous, but she doesn't care, again, because she's prioritizing her political aspirations and believes Trump is the way to do that. So she just shouts, witch hunt, witch hunt, witch hunt, witch hunt. Oh, the media is biased, when it has nothing to do with the media or its potential bias. It's really enraging. A couple other random things. CNN reports the S&P 500 index closed Friday at a record high, fueled by surging tech stocks, and bets that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates this year. And take a look at how Fox Business tried to spin this as a negative for Joe Biden.
So this was a video. We have some important points like who initiated January 6th, and do you really think media is biased? Media is against Trump, because most of the Trump supporters says media is against Trump. Media is, advertising against Trump. So what do you think? What is your opinion? Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Biden supporter? You can tell me about your opinion in the comment section. And please make sure to subscribe to my channel so that we can meet again. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.